All right. Hey, is there audio? Test
no, we're
1,
still
2.
BRB.
Am I?
Oh, actually? Let's see.
Should be switched back.
Oh, we good.
We're good?
We good.
Okay. Exposure is too high.
We good.
Let me put it on auto. Hey, thank you for the resub.
We good.
Winnie. Oh shit, Winnie with the resub. What the fuck?
You magic gifted. Rush.
Gifted?
Rush.
Yo.
Thanks, Magic.
Thank you for the resub. Winnie Icon. Winnie Icon. Good shit. Thanks for the resub. Hey. Okay. We're gonna head back. Are we back? Yeah, we're back, right? We're good? Alright, Winnie, this is a microphone for you.
What? Where I put
You
it?
can
Right here?
pin that wherever you want.
Is it on?
It's on, yeah. Should be on.
Put it right here.
No YouTube today. There will be a YouTube. I'm not streaming on YouTube today, but I'll explain. We gotta hit the road though.
Put it here.
We have an hour drive, so we gotta hit the road.
No YouTube today. Just put it here. Actually, I'm just hold it.
Start recording it. Yeah, I put one on my
Just
seatbelt.
hold it here. I think my hair is gonna keep muffling it.
Oh yeah.
Just hold it like this.
All right, that's good.
I'm just gonna put it right here.
You can put it up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'll
put
work.
it in. Yeah. Okay.
I hope.
They're too
That's
thick.
Too thick. This guy.
Oh yeah. Right here. Okay. Yeah. Right here.
There you go.
Nice.
All right, hey, testing the mic. Let me know if the audio works pretty well. It's pretty hot in
Here,
here.
let me see. Dude, the sun's blazing.
I think it's good. Yeah, it's
Sun is
pretty-
blazing. Think it's good? Oh, this mic is for the video though, right?
Yeah, but it's going into
Oh my
the
god,
stream
look at
too.
the sand.
It's going into the stream also.
Oh my god, the sand. Why is it so sandy?
It's
Think
the
it's
car's
good?
exhaust.
Nice.
It's good.
Nice.
You guys can hear Winnie well. Our microphone's a little bit farther. It shouldn't be.
I think it's
that much
fine. I'm really
bigger.
loud.
Yeah, it should be too bad.
Let me see. Okay.
Is that the real Winnie? Yes. It's the real Winnie. Winnie Chang.
Hi, Blue. He said, "Is that the real Winnie?" No, it's a fake one.
All right, we're heading over to Orange County to go to the Tet Festival, which is a Vietnamese Lunar New Year festival. They have a lot of food. They have a lot of Vietnamese traditional stuff. I actually attended this festival, I think 2 years ago, and I competed in the bullet eating competition.
How many
and
did
I
you eat?
almost won.
How many
Five.
did you eat?
Five.
Wait, you only
It
had
was,
to eat 5?
it was the first to 5, and there was like
just had to
12
swallow.
people. Yeah, basically. And I was the first one to like finish and like stand up, but the way I was eating it was I was like smashing it on the table and like just peeling it really fast and just like trying to slobber whatever I could get. Like I was just trying to do it as fast as I could. And so the guy that finished second, he got up like shortly after me, and then what they did was like they compared how much we ate. But because I smashed my food on the table, a lot of the food was just like on the table,
Wow.
you know?
I thought
So
you
they were like,
won.
yo, this guy's more clean than you.
I thought you
So,
won.
yeah, I thought I won too. I was the first one to stand up.
Hi,
And then,
DM.
but they gave the win to that other guy just because he,
No,
was
so you
cleaner.
cheated.
I don't want to say I cheated.
So you cheated.
That wasn't in the rules. They didn't say I couldn't do shit like that. They like
You
made
only
that
had
up
to eat.
afterwards.
How fast did you finish it?
It was like a little bit over 1 minute. The whole thing was like within one
Do
clip.
you like eating it, the balut?
No, I don't like bullet. It's gross. But I mean, it's not that bad though. Have you ever had bullet?
I had it before. I don't really like the taste. I'm not a fan of the taste.
You're not a fan of the taste?
I'm not scared of how it looks. I'm not a fan of the taste.
It kind of just tastes like a boiled egg. to be
No,
honest.
it
Hard-boiled
doesn't.
egg.
It doesn't taste like a boiled egg.
It kind of does, yeah.
Literally doesn't taste like a boiled egg.
When was the last time you had one?
I don't know. The first time I tried it was the last time I had it.
When was that?
Not a fan of it. I had it in Asia.
How many?
Like 2 years
how
ago?
long? 2 years ago? That was
I'm definitely not a fan of
that was
it.
fairly.
But I don't like these exotic food anyway.
All right, they're gonna have that shit there though. because it's a Vietnamese festival.
So am I supposed to try and give it a shot again?
I don't know, man. Is your chat gonna support you to try one of those?
Dude.
Hey, chat. How many subs for Winnie to eat a balloon?
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Definitely not a fan.
Oh, here. If you want to see the chat, you can look at it.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see your chat from there.
If you want to look at it closer, you can use this one.
Damn, why do you have so many phones? Eating ballote.
They're like old phones. You know, you upgrade and then you upgrade to another one. And you have
But why do you have so many open?
So I just reuse it.
This
This is my old phone, and then I just use it for streaming.
Damn, I hope we can get in the carpool lane or something.
We can probably do it. This thing's telling me.
All right, what are you gonna ask? What kind of questions are you gonna ask me?
All right, let me explain. Today, basically what's gonna happen is that we're driving over to that festival. Winnie's gonna stream it. I'm gonna take footage because I want to make a YouTube video. But before, on the way there, since we have about an hour's drive, I want to ask Winnie some dialogue that I'm going to put over that video footage. And basically, I want to ask Winnie, the concept of this YouTube video is becoming an IRL streamer in 2022, right? Because, you know, there's always those YouTube videos that's like, being a YouTuber in 2022, this is what I would do different if I was, or blah, 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 you know what I mean? So I thought like, oh, you know, we're IRL streamers. Maybe if someone's interested in being an IRL streamer, like what would they have to do? And let's ask a seasoned professional IRL streamer, you know, Winnie Chang, right? So Winnie, this is my interview. Let's begin.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Winnie, first of all, how about you introduce yourself, your channel, and what you do.
Hi, my name is Winnie. My Twitch channel is at Winnie Chang with 2 E's. This is a last minute interview, so I'm just gonna wing it on the spot.
All right. What
Isn't
about
this the girl who whooped your ass in Pokemon?
Yeah, she did. She did whip my ass in Pokemon. Well, okay. What's your channel about?
Well, my channel used to be about IRL traveling, but now that I'm back in America, it's more like a mixed variety of things. You know, go to some events on the weekend, PC streams on the weekdays, going out with friends, but I'm hoping to travel more this year.
Oh yeah? Where are you going to travel?
I want to go to Singapore.
You want to go to Singapore?
I want to go to Singapore sometimes in the spring. If not spring, then fall. But definitely not in the summer where it's like blazing hot and a bunch of tourist things going on.
Why do you want to go to Singapore?
I've never been before.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been before. And it's just like, I want to go to Singapore and meet other IRL streamers too. Travel to Vegas. That's literally what I've been doing. I've just been traveling to Vegas.
What about Singapore that's like, that makes you want to travel there besides the fact that you've never been there before?
Well, I was supposed to study abroad in Singapore until everything went to shut down because of COVID. I was supposed to spend my last year of university at Singapore, but everything was canceled. So now I want to go to Singapore, but for streaming. So it's more for like leisure.
Oh wow.
I want to stay there for like maybe like 3 weeks to a month.
Are there any other places that you want to go travel to for your streaming?
I want to go to Korea and also Japan too. But I feel like I want to go to Singapore first. Just because, like, I guess I can speak the language there. I feel like it's more familiar, and then I can do more things there, even though it's so expensive. So I gotta save up for that too.
Yeah, Singapore's pretty small, though. But I guess, yeah, they speak English there, so it would be a little bit easier.
Yeah, they speak Singaporean. They speak, like, Hokkien. They speak, like, Taiwanese there.
Hokkien?
Yeah.
What is Hokkien?
Hokkien is, like, Taiwanese dialect. What they speak in Taiwan.
Oh, really?
Too. Yeah, they speak the same dialect. So I could definitely understand everything they're saying.
Thought they speak like Malaysian too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And they literally speak really good English there too.
Yeah, their official language is English in Singapore. Cool. Okay, well, how about your travels here in America? Yeah, I'm guessing you can't really travel that much, right?
Yeah, I can't really travel, but I really want to go to New York sometimes. But it's too cold right now. But there's so much content in New York. versus LA. I don't think there's much content here.
How do you determine where you want to go for your streaming?
Well,
Like
I
your travel
first
locations?
look to see if there's other IRL streamers in the area, so I don't have to do IRL in an unfamiliar place. That way I feel more safe too. And then obviously I like make a whole itinerary to see where I want to do, and then see if it's also streamable, because there's a lot of places that are not streamable. And obviously I check the weather too, because if it's too cold, if it's too hot, I definitely don't want to stream. And I want to see how convenient a place is. Like, I'm not going to go to the middle of nowhere where it's not convenient at all. Or sometimes try to drag other streamers with me too, so I don't have to drive. I don't feel comfortable with driving and streaming.
What would you... Okay, before... I want to ask you about, like, your workflow on streaming. But before we talk about that, I want to ask you what you did before streaming.
What I did before streaming?
Yeah, what was your life like before
What do
becoming
you
a
mean?
streamer?
I was just a full-time university student. And then when we went on lockdown last year, it was my 3rd year of university. So I just decided to move to Asia when there was no lockdown, and then I began streaming IRL. But before that, I was just a regular university student. So I would say I got into streaming fairly early.
Well-
Fairly early.
Fairly early,
Fairly early age-wise.
age-wise. Oh, okay.
Fairly early
I like it.
age-wise.
What made you get into streaming?
Well, because, I don't know, I was just so bored at home. My internships got canceled. Everything got canceled, so I was just like, oh, why not start streaming? I actually don't have any IRL friends that do streaming, though. So everyone was just pretty surprised I chose Twitch instead of, like, TikTok or something.
Yeah, like, what about streaming was interesting to you? That was like, oh, what inspired you to start streaming? Since, like you said, your friends didn't do streaming or anything like that. I don't know how deep you were into streaming before you got into streaming.
I knew I wanted to do a live streaming thing, but I didn't know which platform I was going to start streaming at. So I was thinking about YouTube, but it just didn't look that interesting to me. Or I was thinking about TikTok Live, but I just heard of Twitch and I was like, oh, why not try this out? Because it's like not the most mainstream platform, but I thought it was pretty interesting. And I saw this IRL thing, and I started watching IRL streamers in Asia, especially. And I was like, oh my god, I want to go back to Asia and start doing this too. So that's how I started last year.
How did you find out about Twitch? Do you remember?
I actually don't remember how I
You don't
heard of
remember how
Twitch
you found out about it?
at all.
A friend didn't tell you?
No one told me.
What was the first stream that you saw?
First stream that I saw? I think my friends were watching the League of Legends World Championship in the summer. I think it was in the summer. That's why I started watching Twitch, because of League.
Because of League of Legends?
Because of League of Legends.
Did you play League of Legends?
Yeah, I do play League of Legends, but like, I didn't even explore this IRL thing until I saw maybe someone in Japan or Taiwan.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually how I started watching Twitch.
Who was the first IRL streamer you saw?
It has to be Bonsai. Because Bonsai usually streams like the dinner hours in Taiwan, where it's like daytime here. So I'm pretty sure the first stream I saw was Bonsai.
Would you say that Bonsai got you into IRL streaming?
And I was like, oh, she's literally streaming in Taiwan. It was more relatable for me because I had initial plans on going to Taiwan anyway. So I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. And that's like my hometown too, so I can definitely relate to her streams more.
Were you into anything else before getting into streaming? Like you said,
No, I was a straight edge student. I was just a straight edge student who liked to party on the weekends and then go to school. That's a normal college student.
And play League?
And then play League with my friends, yeah.
You didn't have any hobbies? Besides?
Not really. I feel like my only hobbies is just like social media, because you know I'm like doing Instagram and stuff too. So I didn't really have a hobby besides just going out and going to school. It took up all my time.
So you do Instagram too, right?
Yeah. That's like my first social media. And I was like, oh, I want to do another platform that's more interactive with everyone. Because on Instagram, you can't really be interactive. Like, they can't really know who you are as a person. So I was just getting a little bit tired of Instagram.
Interesting. Why? What made you want to get into Instagram? Was it because Instagram was like the hype?
I still post like very casual pictures when I go out of myself, and I just started getting like sponsorships from clothing brands, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm not in an agency, I'm not modeling or anything. I'm just posting very casual pictures, and I guess people enjoy looking at it. I don't know. Super casual.
You didn't have the intention of becoming like a model on Instagram?
No, I'm not a model.
Or whatever type of influencer.
I'm just an IG girl. But yeah, it was when I was traveling in Asia. I was just taking pictures everywhere, and I started getting a lot of like Japanese and Chinese followers. I actually like grew a lot in Japan. Like, I got like 6 times my followers in Japan.
Dang, really?
That trip like changed a lot.
Whoa.
And I was just getting a bunch of Japanese followers. It's crazy.
You know, I recently got a lot of Japanese followers.
Really? Recently?
Yeah.
On what?
It's because I have a few Japanese friends, and I follow them on Instagram, and one of them would post his like ramen pictures. And I was always like and comment his ramen pictures, like, yo, that looks so good, you gotta take me next time. He's like, all right, come bro. And then so, you know how they started doing the like this Instagram is related to your likes. So like other people's ramen pictures started showing up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna like and follow them because it's like, it looks so good.
Wait, for your own personal?
Yeah, for my personal, right? So they come as suggested, and then so I guess they see that I liked and followed them. Yeah. So then they like and followed me back, and like hella other Japanese accounts started like following me and liking my posts and stuff. So it has to do with like the algorithm.
Ramen pictures?
I never post ramen pictures, but they post like ramen pictures and stuff. Not just ramen, but like also sushi and just other Japanese foods. But it's like a lot of just Japanese food accounts started following me recently.
That's
and liking
so
my
interesting.
stuff.
But you don't even post anything.
No, I don't really. I mean, I post like occasional pictures, but none of it has to do with food. It's very interesting, right?
Yeah, I feel like the algorithm for any social media is kind of like messed up nowadays.
Yeah. How do you feel about growing on Instagram? Are you considering being being involved in Instagram, or you don't really care? It's just a casual thing for you.
It's still a casual thing.
Still a casual thing.
No try hard things. Because I feel like when you're trying hard in something, you just don't have the motivation to do anything, or you just get drained. That's why everything I just approach it in a very casually way. Nothing too try hard.
Are there any other platforms that you do besides Instagram and Twitch?
I was considering starting like a TikTok or something when I have more time. Just for the fun. Just for funsies.
What would you do on TikTok?
I don't know. Do like makeup videos, do like some dancing videos, and like some... I don't even know what's trending on TikTok nowadays.
You do the trends.
Yeah, you do the trends, but like... I don't know.
Do you use TikTok? Like,
no,
as a viewer?
I don't. But I just wanted to see how the algorithm is on TikTok.
It's super addicting. Once you start using it for like a week or 2 weeks,
and I saw everyone started making TikToks, and I guess the algorithm is still kind of new, where it's not too saturated. Like, anyone can blow up a lot easier than on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know.
You should totally start a TikTok. TikTok is like, in my opinion, it's my favorite platform.
Really?
Out of all the platforms. Yeah.
Do you post videos?
I don't really post videos as much, but I want to start posting in this year.
I feel like, how are people so creative on TikTok? Like, posting every day or posting multiples every day.
Yeah.
I'm just
but
like,
they're blowing up. Like, more than
thinking, like, where am I going to get my content from?
Right.
It's like, I'm not that creative or something. I feel like people don't really dance as much anymore. It's more like content creating.
Yeah, right.
It used to be just
so
like
good about
mostly dancing, like TikTok dances. But I feel like the TikTok dances are not too viral nowadays, as the other ones.
Yeah. So how do you go about? What's a good way to put this question? How do you go about deciding your creativity on like your live streams or any other content? Like, do you consider yourself like a content creator, and how do you go about making the content?
I feel like if I become a no content Andy, I just play some games with chat. That's like my last resort. Because personally, I don't really enjoy playing games online for streaming. But if I'm playing like off stream with friends, it's way more fun. Because obviously I tend to do better when I'm not on stream. Because I'm trying to read chat and everything too. But I try to see if there's like local events going on. Like today we're going to the Tech Festival. That's fun. But I feel like IRL streaming in LA is very expensive in general. Because like you have to think about how expensive gas is nowadays. You have to think about all the food. And that's why I just try to travel to other places, like such as Vegas. Like I know chat loves Vegas streams. And if you plan early and everything, Vegas is really not as expensive as everyone says it is. Sometimes I just drag friends to go out and eat. Like especially I drag my IRL friends, or I drag even my own Twitch community to go eat or like to go karaoke or whatever. But it's a lot more tough here than it is in Asia. Because Asia, you can do everything yourself, solo dolo every day. But here, I don't feel so safe going out by myself. So I'm telling you, like last resort, I just play games with my community. But I just feel like PC streams are like, I'd rather just not stream. But sometimes I just like, I'll just stream at home.
Which do you prefer, IRL streaming or game streaming?
IRL streaming for sure.
What makes IRL streaming better than game streaming for you?
Well, first, I'm not really a homebody. Like, I like going out, eating, I don't know, going out, have fun, drinking. So, like, PC streams at home is just not that fun. And there are only so many games that you can play. And especially if you're not too good at it, it's not fun.
Would you say IRL streaming is more fulfilling than game streaming?
For sure.
What about it makes it more fulfilling than game streaming?
That's why I really want to go back to travel. That's why I really want to go back to Asia to travel and do IRL streams again. There's just a lot more content to do. It's so much more convenient. Everything is a lot more... It's priced more fairly than it is in the States. Like, you can do IRL every day, and it's much more affordable than here. And here, it's like, everywhere you go, like, everyone knows where it is. So I guess for my own safety, it's not too safe to go on my own. Yeah, and then like IRL, a lot of random contents happen, which is like the best contents. But there's only so much you can do here. Like for example, okay, you go out and eat a meal, and then what do you do next? Every time I think about it, I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do next? That's why in January, I literally went to Vegas twice. I literally went to Vegas twice, like 4 or 5 days each. Like, there's so much more content to do there. And I guess it's just more like, everyone's more hyped.
How important is it to have like planned content versus having random content happen on your stream?
What do you mean, like planned versus random?
Yeah, like, so I assume that for you, when you kind of want to do an IRL stream, you plan to a certain degree, right? Mm-hmm. But to another percentage of the stream, there's like some randomness happening on it. So
you're talking about IRL, right?
Yeah, IRL.
PC, nothing random happens.
That's kind of what makes IRL streaming cool, right?
Yeah, that's why I would rather drag others to go with me. I'm sure a lot of random content will pop out. So I definitely prefer to stream with another person or a group of people rather than myself. Because I'm a pretty bad driver, and for me to handle streaming and driving it together is like impossible. You can't really go anywhere without driving here. Unless I just Uber everywhere, but like it doesn't really make sense to me.
How much do you plan for your IRL streams?
No, I don't. I just plan a location. I literally just plan a location and then
And then you just let the randomness happen.
Yep, and I just let the randomness happen.
Do you think that that's a good method of IRL streaming?
Yes, but I also think it's really important to know when you should end the stream.
What do you mean by that?
When it's like, when the vibe is just done. Like sometimes, okay, here's a perfect example. You go on a stream with a group of friends and everyone's going out and stuff. Some people just don't know when to end. You know? Like there's comes a point in the day or the night where like you should know when to end. Especially when the fun is done. I feel like that's like the perfect moment to end. Like I would rather stream like 4 or 5 hours of pretty good content than like 10 hours of just like, sometimes it's like good content, sometimes it's just like whatever. I don't know. I feel like that way it like doesn't tire yourself out as well too. Like just to stream. I feel like.
Alright, let me ask you, when it comes to considerations for money, because like you said, money is very important when it comes to IRL streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are the things that you have to consider when it comes to IRL streaming? Like you mentioned earlier, it's like gas and food and travel
gas is so important. Traffic is so important. So I don't think IRL streaming is the best in LA. Food wise, I don't know. I just tend to eat like quick local food instead of dining in at like nicer places. Because like some of them don't even allow streaming, and I feel like the mood is just not there. Like obviously you can't be like obnoxious at a restaurant. So I tend to pick like quick and easy food. I don't really spend much on food when I go out though. I just constantly eat small things when I go out.
You don't use food as a kind of a experience on your stream?
I feel like nothing is that unique here for me to do that. But in Asia, I'm telling you, like Asia is the meta for IRL streaming. I do really miss it there though. But then again, I do enjoy being in LA. That's why I'm kind of doing what other streamers are doing. You kind of come back here, reset for like a couple of months, and then you just go off to wherever again. That's what I think.
You have like a home base here.
Yeah.
And then
just travel
out.
again.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying to do this while I'm still more free in life because I just graduated and everything. Pretty much giving myself a gap year.
On the topic of money, would you, if you're comfortable with talking about your money, how could you comment on the income of streaming versus your outcome of streaming? If that makes sense. Basically, does the money that you make while streaming justify the cost of streaming? I guess that's kind of the question that I'm trying to get at.
Honestly, that's why I try to save up on everything. Like when I do content and stuff, I try to keep everything to like the minimal. I will see if this content is worthy first. And I will like plan everything in so advance that it's like ridiculously cheap. Like for example, believe it or not, my last 2 trips to Vegas, round trip tickets, the first one was $41 round trip. And the second one, I booked it a little bit earlier, and it was $21 plus a $40 check-in bag. So, like, believe it or not, I already saved so much instead of driving there myself. Because gas is obviously going to be more expensive. And then the hotel rooms. My cousin actually gambles a lot in Vegas, so we actually got free rooms. So we just had to worry about food, taxi, and everything else. So I feel like the outcome for streams, I really try to plan in the most advanced and like the most worth it way. So yeah, I wouldn't say I do too much on the outcome.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. And how would you say you've built your income on your Twitch channel to make make it so that you're able to IRL stream?
Well, definitely from the support of my community. Like, they're very, very supportive. They realize, like, IRL streaming is not cheap. So, like, my community helps me a lot. Like, everyone there. And I'm pretty sure they all know. Like, I recently just graduated, so obviously I don't have much. But in order to make that happen, like, they're very supportive.
How important is building a community?
So important.
As a IRL streamer?
Like, I would rather have a small, cozy community, but everyone's, like, very, very engaged with each other, versus in, like, the opposite. Because honestly, for myself, I don't really care about the number of viewers. Like, I never really look at it when I'm streaming. I just do whatever I want. But I think community is so important. That's why, like, whoever lives in Cali, I always hang out with them. You know, I treat them like my friends instead of treating them like my Twitch chat. I'm pretty sure other streamers know, like, they know I hang out with my community a lot. Just because, like, I really, really appreciate it, and then we all get along. Like, we're all, like, homies. That's why I see it as very important to build, like, a wholesome community. Yeah, my community is, like, pretty sure one of the most wholesome on Twitch. No joke.
How do you go about building your community? And if you're like, how do you give back? Like, I get you just explained it, but how do you give back to your community, and how does your community support you, and how's that, like, workflow look like? That's like a weird word to call it, workflow. It's not really like a workflow.
I'm pretty sure my community knows that I don't treat them like they're just viewers. You know, I actually treat them like friends, and I'm, like, super grateful for everything they do. Like, doesn't even matter the amount. Like, even just resubs and everything, I'm, like, super duper grateful. Like, I'll always thank for it. And I don't know, just the way you put yourself out there is how you're gonna build your community. Like, I'm not comparing myself to other girls, but I can say, like, I definitely don't sell anything off stream, you know? Like, I don't give it off the wrong way. Like, chat, I'm pretty sure my chat treats me like a bro. Like, I'm like a homie versus, like, their dream girl. Let me put it that way. Like, chat definitely sees me as a bro. Because I treat chat like my bro, too.
So you kind of have a...
it's kind of like homie status.
Like, you create this kind of friend, sister, brother relationship with your community, your chat.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure no one in chat will ever try to get at me, because chat thinks I'm a bro too.
Interesting.
Know? Chat literally sees me as a guy, even though I'm a girl.
Okay, let's talk about that. How is your experience with, you know, being a girl on Twitch, especially? How is your experience with, you know, having viewers come in, or even just other people in general, other streamers or whatever, the whole, you know, other people on Twitch? How is your experience being a girl, and also, like you mentioned, like, no one tries to get at you? Is that true?
Well, I mean, you're always gonna have some trolls just because you're a girl come in and be, like, trying to be very thirsty, but you know they're just there to troll. They just want a reaction out of you. But in general, I've never had a problem with anyone in chat with this problem. Like, oh, Winnie's mine forever. Like, I don't want her to get a boyfriend. I don't want her to start dating, blah, blah, blah. Like, I never had a problem with that. But other than that, I feel like I've gotten it a lot better than other girls. But I feel like, one, is because the way my content is like so wholesome. Like, super duper wholesome. I don't try to, like, lead anyone on in chat. So I feel like I've definitely gotten a better experience than I'm sure other girl streamers on Twitch. But there's always forever gonna be trolls online if you're a girl. But I guess they just instantly get deleted or just timed out or banned from my channel. So I would say so far, I've never had, like, a uncomfortable stream on Twitch so far.
And So what is kind of like your troll to non-troll ratio, you would say?
Super, super, super rare.
Super rare.
Because my mods are constantly on their toes. But like I said, I don't have any content where people can just come in and troll. Because it will be too out of the blue. Everyone will be like, look at this clown, like what is he trying to do? Like, I do a little bit trolling myself, but that doesn't mean like there's anything to troll about.
So it's kind of like it's the chat atmosphere that you've created.
Yes. Like, for example, content creating, I will never do a hot tub stream by myself. The only time I will ever do a hot tub stream is if another streamer invites me to do it with them. But like, myself personally, I would never ever do a hot tub stream. Like, intentionally. But if I'm going to like a pool or something, that's fine. I'm not intentionally putting a hot tub in my backyard or like, you know?
What's the reason why you wouldn't do that?
I don't know. It's just weird. That's just not my character. I'm pretty sure if my chat see me do a hot tub stream one day, they would be like, what is going on? Like, they wouldn't even Craigasm or like be like, oh my god, like Winnie, you look so hot. Like, they'll be like, what the they'd be like, WTF is going on, you know? They wouldn't even be, they would be hella surprised.
Why is that?
That's just not me. That's just not me. Like I told you, I'm like a bruh girl. Imagine if you see a bruh girl do a hot tub stream, it's very weird.
Is this, so the way that you've created this, is this like a conscious decision that you're going into, or is this just a natural thing for you?
For what?
To create this kind of atmosphere. I don't want to call it a character, but yeah, like kind of like a character. You've built your mannerisms, your stream's personality, basically, your on-camera personality. You've built this, and obviously it's working for you because you're not inviting too many trolls. And you're saying the other thing that attests to this is your mods are on point too, right? So because you've built this, is this something that you are actively trying to make on stream, or does it come more naturally? You don't have to think about this.
I feel like
how much effort are you putting into making this persona, basically?
I wouldn't say it's too difficult to start stream, just because according to others, I'm the same on stream and off stream.
I'd say that.
Yeah. Okay, but like, that's what I've been told. Cause like, yes, it can be funny being another person on stream, but in terms of creating content constantly is really hard. So I feel like it's much easier for someone to be the same off stream and on stream in your community who will like you for who you are. You know, if like they don't mess with it, then they can look at other people. But I feel like my streams are definitely real. Like, I'm not saying they're funny, I'm not saying they're entertaining, but at least I can say I'm real every stream. So it makes it really, really easy to start stream any day.
What percentage of your on-stream Winnie makes up the off-stream Winnie? If off-stream Winnie is 100%, what percentage is on-stream Winnie?
I feel like it's 100%. I'm
literally
the same.
You're not hiding anything.
No.
Off stream.
Like, if I'm pissed on stream, I'll show I'm pissed. Or if I'm like super hyper on stream, that's how I am off stream.
Whoa. You're very transparent.
But I feel like versus making like a YouTube, I would probably be a little bit more dramatic or exaggerate more things. But streaming is like a live thing. So how can you really like filter out everything else? I feel like only because it's live, I'm myself. But like I said, if I'm doing like a YouTube and stuff, obviously I'll put on my best show. Just because like it's probably gonna be like a 5-minute video only versus a stream where it's gonna be like hours. It's just so tiring to do that for hours. Yeah. So I'm just saying like I'm the same because it's live.
How important is that to you that you are real on your stream? do you ever think of that as like that's a consideration, or is that just like a thing that just comes off naturally?
Definitely comes off naturally because, like I said, it's too tiring to be someone I'm not for hours. And personally, I'm a very blunt person, so I can't really cover up things I want to say. Like, I would just blur it out because I'm such a blunt person.
Gotcha. Cool. Wait, hold on. Let me take a break from asking all these questions. Chat, thank you guys for watching. I saw Tony in here when I glanced. I'm driving, so I can't really see the chat. So if you guys are saying stuff.
Tony, we're going to the TED Festival.
Yeah,
you should slide through.
We're going to the Orange County Fairgrounds right now.
You should slide
we're going to
through.
go hang out at the TED Festival. But on the way there, since there's a lot of traffic, we're about 30 minutes away. I'm going to make a video, and that's why I'm asking Winnie all these questions. I'm going to overlay the dialogue over the video that I'm going to make. That's my idea. It's going to be kind of like, not like a documentary, but like helping people if they're interested in becoming an IRL streamers. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, what's up everyone? Welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. After this, when we arrive, we're going to swap off to Winnie's stream. Yeah, this is YouTube content.
You should play the Vietnamese music for chat. We're playing some Vietnamese music for chat.
I want to, but I don't want it to come up in the recording.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's going to be hard to edit it.
Yeah, YouTube content. This guy does YouTube.
Yeah, this year I'm trying to get really into YouTube. So, we already got partnered on Twitch. Next thing is getting partnered on YouTube and TikTok.
Isn't she into shoes like Jordans? Yes, I'm hella into shoes.
The sound is good, but overall volume is low. Oh.
Whose voice is low? Mine or his? Because your mic is right next to you, no?
Okay, we can. Battery. I thought this would last an hour.
No.
25%. All right, we gotta hurry this up. Hey, are we back? Hey, fuck it. I don't have the capacity to make any adjustments, and I found out my recorder is at 25%.
Just let me know when you think I should start streaming.
I think we should have at least another 15 minutes left of this recording.
I'm pretty sure I can bring a selfie stick in, right?
Yeah, I mean, what I could do is I could just swap this out and then just plug it directly into the backpack instead of recording it off of this, which is what we could do.
Do you think 25% will last 30 minutes?
I hope so, yeah. I think it's like 1% a minute, so we might be able to do this. Okay, chat, let's get back to the questions because we're running out of time. My recorder's battery is running out. My recorder's battery is dying. And I just need to record like a few more questions.
How many more questions? Let me know the questions so I can run it in my head.
Okay.
Scripted.
How do you feel about the state of IRL streaming?
How do you feel it? What do you mean?
Like, what's your opinion about the whole IRL streaming community, or like how it works? Is the IRL streaming, is it a sustainable thing? Are IRL streamers making enough money? Are they getting enough viewership? Is IRL streaming hard? Any opinion that you have about IRL streaming.
All right, go. Ask me again.
Okay. What's your opinion about the state of IRL streaming?
I think IRL streamers definitely have it more tough than streamers that stream at home. First, I feel like IRL content creating is much more tough than just starting stream at home, because you have to think of the location, you have to consider if the weather's okay, you have to consider all these transportation, and just the cost of IRL streaming is definitely a lot higher than PC streaming, in my opinion. It's true. Like, sometimes PC streamers will be like, wow, IRL streamers really be doing the most, and they're like spending a lot more of their income. But I feel like what I like about IRL streaming is you can obviously be more creative. But I do feel like Twitch should really bring back the IRL category. I remember, a couple of streamers, our friends, they tried to start a category, but it didn't really work out because people were just not consistent with it. No one was consistent with using the category, and then everyone just gave up and then went back to the main category of just chatting. But I feel like IRL community versus PC streamers communities, everyone has like a closer bond just because you actually have the chance to bond IRL versus collabing online. So I feel like I really hope IRL streaming can deserve a better category on Twitch, just because I feel like, yes, we can do the same category as PC streamers, but it's very saturated. It's just...
If we had the category like you're talking about, how would that benefit IRL streamers?
I think they definitely need to change the name first from travels and outdoors back to IRL, because that's what made it work before. But I don't know why they changed it. I don't know why they changed it to travel and outdoors. It just doesn't sound as eye-catching. I don't know. It sounds very corny in my opinion. Travels and outdoors. So I feel like if Twitch can do that, it will be, I wouldn't say super helpful, but at least it will be clear that it's IRL.
What would we gain from that, though, if they did do that?
Just not being so saturated in the just chatting category. I definitely feel like that would help. But
do you think we would get more viewership, more money, more like what is
we have a possibility of getting more viewers. Possibility. Yeah, I just feel like the name of travel and outdoors just sounds so corny. It doesn't sound like you're going to cool places, in my opinion. So I feel like if Twitch can do IRL streamers that small favor, pretty sure it doesn't hurt them to change it back to IRL. But if they can just possibly do IRL streamers that small favor, it would have the possibility on maybe converting more streamers into IRL streamers, and it just sounds more legit overall.
Do you think IRL streamers have it more hard?
I think they have it more hard in terms of having more expenses, having more thinking to do content creating, but yeah, so I feel like overall, in my opinion, yes, they have it more tough, but also, I guess the biggest pro is we obviously make more content for life in general. Like, you have more memories, and you have more to look back to. Like, I told you I moved to Asia for 2 years to do IRL creating. Like, would I change anything? Like, no, I definitely don't regret anything. I just have made more memories in life. So I feel like IRL content creating is definitely more memorable, even though it comes with a cost.
What do you think is the future of IRL streaming?
Future of IRL streaming? I just feel like, obviously the future is endless, but we just really need that small push from Twitch if they can get that category back.
What do you mean it's endless? Like, where do you see IRL streaming going?
You can literally go anywhere for IRL streaming. So I feel like there's nothing really limiting you. But we just really need Twitch's help to get that category back. So people can actually be like, oh, it was like before, the IRL streaming category from before. I feel like that's so important.
Okay, and then I think the last question that I have to ask is, if you could start IRL streaming in 2022, how would you do it?
I would leave America for at least a year again and go
Hey, are we back, chat? Test 1, 2. Are we back? Are we back? Let me know if we're back. Test, test, test. We're back. Are we good? Okay, yeah, my recorder died.
His recorder died, so I had to plug the wire into his backpack.
Yeah. Alright, I only brought one battery because I assumed that battery would be enough.
Literally, some tech stuff. Wait, it's still the same camera?
Yeah, same camera.
Let me see.
So hopefully we're still good.
Rough. So rough.
I'll just take the rest of the video from the stream. That should be fine. It'll be a little bit, the quality would be a little bit different, but I'm interlacing it with other videos.
Where do we leave off from?
I was asking if you were to start IRL streaming in 2022, how would you do it?
Okay, wait. Should we ask it or something?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
If you were to start streaming in 2022, how would you do it?
I would definitely leave LA for at least a year or so. Travel in other countries in Asia that I have not been to yet, such as, like I said, Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, Korea, and Japan. But obviously I can't tackle all of them at once. But I do want to stay there for a little bit, like maybe rent an Airbnb. That's not too expensive, but continue doing IRL again. Because I feel like this is where you truly step out your comfort zone, when you go IRL stream in an unfamiliar country. I feel like streaming in Taiwan in 2 years definitely helped me grow more as a person than me just being comfortable at my home base in LA. So I definitely learned how to be more independent, how to budget my money more, pretty much just living on my own. So it was really rough at the beginning because it's a new culture, new people, you just kind of have to adapt to new environment. But I feel like after doing that, like I said, I've definitely grown as a person overall. So 2022, when the COVID restrictions lessen, that's what I would want to do. Yeah.
What?
So with the whole quarantine restrictions, it's like restricting me to go to many countries. So that's what I said Singapore, because if you're vaccinated, according to the country, you just have to like take tests and stuff, but you don't have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
What advice would you give if you were to start in 2022, just in general?
Definitely be consistent. Not gonna lie, I was definitely more consistent in Taiwan than I am here. I just feel like I'm not gonna start streaming every day just to start streaming. Like, especially when I have no content, it's a pain.
So what is that
be
like?
More consistent.
You're saying about streaming just to stream. So what does that mean? Just like
I'm not gonna just wake up every day and just go live, just to go live. Like, I definitely want to have something going on. But like I said, there are some days where you're just out of your creativity juice and you're just gonna play games. But sometimes it's still like fun to play games too.
So instead of streaming just to stream, you mean like you want to have something like of substance going on.
That's me.
That's you.
Like, I'm not just gonna stream every day just to go live. I definitely want to have things going on. Personally. What else? Be consistent. Stick with one category. I feel like if you're gonna do PC, just do PC majority of the time. If you're gonna do IRL, try to do more IRL versus like back and forth. Because if you're establishing a community, I feel like stick to what they like most of the time. That's what I think. Be more consistent with what you're streaming. Have fun. I definitely think streaming is a lot more fun than a lot of jobs nowadays. And just see how it goes. Like, definitely give it time though. Like, you're not gonna blow up in a day like you will on maybe TikTok. It just takes time, I feel like.
How important is it to prioritize having fun while you're doing this?
I definitely think it should be the majority factor. Because like I said, if you're not having fun, if you're not passionate about it, then it's going to feel like a drag. And the time is just going to be so slow instead of being super quick. So I feel like if you don't find interest in streaming, like, don't really bother with it, because later on it's just gonna drag on even more, in my opinion.
Okay, I just wanted to mention the way that I'm asking you questions is like I have like the reason why I'm asking questions like this is because I'm already thinking about the edit of this video and I'm like, I know the answer that I want to get, that I want to put into the edit. So I'm hoping Winnie will say
then tell me what to say.
I'm not going to tell you what to say because I want your opinion on it. But I want to say,
like her opinion.
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that I'm kind of fabricating this in a way. You know, I'm like, all right.
I mean, obviously, it's a YouTube video.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, this is going to be good to put on the video. So that's why I'm asking her questions in this way. But I want to say, on that topic of, like, if this was more like a conversation in a podcast, as opposed to this just being like an interview, because I'm in my head, I'm prioritizing the edit of this video later.
So what's the edit?
I'm just gonna like chop up your whatever you're saying on top of like video that we're gonna do at the festival, basically. But I'll probably have some of my conversation in it. But I just wanted to say on that topic, just for our viewers, if you're thinking about becoming an IRL streamer or just a streamer in general, it's really important to have fun on the stream. The reason is because once you stop having fun, then it's like, why are you doing it anymore? if you're not enjoying streaming, because I feel like for myself personally, I went through a point in my streaming journey, or like my streaming career journey, where like I stopped enjoying streaming, and I thought to myself like, why am I doing this? Like, it's not worth it. First of all, I'm not getting like paid to do this, really. Like, I'm not making hella money. If I'm not gonna enjoy streaming, I might as well just get a job, right?
Seriously.
That's like more worth it because I'm getting more money, right? And I don't want to do that too. But the reason why I wanted to do streaming was because jobs suck, and it's like I don't want to do what I don't enjoy. So what happens to a lot of streamers is that they'll get into streaming because they think that it's it's fun and it's easy, but after a while, when you get into it, you feel the pressures of content creation. Like, you get burnout because you don't know what content you want to make. You're not getting enough income because that's like something that you really have to build. So in the end, it's like you tally your benefits of streaming, and the benefits of streaming is like kind of low in general. So you have to find a way to make streaming worth it for you, basically. Mm-hmm. And so that's why you can't really, because a lot of people get hung up on some stuff. Like, they get hung up on numbers. Like, oh, my viewership is going down. My subs, my money is going down. Stuff like that. These are all topics that, like, you probably will subconsciously think of if you start streaming. But these are, like, roadblocks in the goal of what you wanted to do in the first place, of why you wanted to stream. It's because you wanted to have fun. It's because you wanted to share your story. And I feel like a lot of people who quit streaming is because they lose sight of the reason why they started streaming to begin with. So I just wanted to say that. So it's like really important to enjoy streaming and stream in a way that you enjoy it, if that makes sense. Yeah.
I also think it's important to know when to take like a break, even if it's like a day or two. Like, it's really important to know when to take a break, because everyone's human. You get tired. It's like a 9 to 5. You only work Monday to Friday most of the time, and you have to know when to take a break, even if it's like a day.
For sure. Yeah. If this was more of a conversation, I would have weighed in on a lot of the previous questions, but I really wanted to get just Winnie's dialogue in the recording, and it was running out of battery. So
nice.
So I was like, all right, we just had to get that.
Wait, so you're gonna use your backpack to film later?
No, I have a camera.
That
one I have a camera. So we're gonna use that.
Nice.
So I think that's pretty much it for
the car talk.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for
more
like
car talk.
Unless there's like other stuff that you
think of something
mention
I think I've literally said what I can say.
Yeah. Chad, are there any questions you guys can think of for this? So the concept of this video that I'm making, basically, it's for YouTube. The concept of this video is like becoming an IRL streamer in 2022, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of new IRL streamers that are coming up this year, because now that COVID situation is getting better, people are finally going to be like, oh, I've been meaning to start IRL streaming. I've been meaning to start Twitch streaming this year. What's some advice that I could get from people who have been doing it? You know what I mean? So, yeah. And if you have any other advice for IRL streamers if they want to get into it. How about tech?
What tech?
Like, I assume you don't really do anything with tech, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Like, on the tech spectrum of streaming.
Don't become a backpack streamer. Just become a phone streamer. Why go through all that trouble and all the F's and all the extra costs to do a backpack streaming? Just do a phone. It's fine. Unless you're going to travel the entire world. It's just much easier for, like, SIM card issues. But I feel like if you're traveling, like, major cities, if you're traveling with places with good internet, just stick with the phone. It's less trouble.
Yeah, share your experience with like having tech issues as an IRL streamer?
I'm not really a judge of it, but I have used an IRL backpack for a Twitch event, and I literally had the worst time of my life, just because it kept effing. Sound wasn't going on, the modems were dying. I touched a cord and it just like effed. So like half the time I couldn't enjoy the event. It was the Pokemon Go event.
Yeah.
Half the time it was.
So like, what about your phone setup? Can you comment about?
Well,
first of all, explain.
Don't use an iPhone. Use any phone you want. That's Android system. I personally use a Samsung. Just don't use an iPhone. Like, you can use any phone. Start off with any phone to even test out IRL streaming. Just don't use an iPhone. I mean, I guess you can use your iPhone to test out, but don't use it in the long run. Definitely use an iPhone. Definitely use a phone that uses Android system.
Explain your stream setup.
I just have a selfie stick and then a Samsung phone.
Where's your selfie stick?
It's over here. Just, oh my god, it's all the way
Down there.
I literally use a hot pink selfie stick and then my Samsung phone. That's it. And then sometimes you can use a fisheye lens, or you can choose not to use a fisheye lens, how like wide angle you want it. But I feel like if you're just starting out, just try a phone. Like I've been streaming for like over a year now, and I'm still using a phone because I don't think I need to use a backpack. And backpacks are expensive too. They're not cheap to maintain, actually.
What kind of issues do you run into when you're doing IRL streaming? Yeah, with your setup.
Nothing. Because like it's just like, okay, let's just pretend you don't have signal anymore. You enter a building. Most of the time, like 90% of the time, they have Wi-Fi. Restaurants, hotels, anywhere. Like I'm sure they have Wi-Fi's. So.
But doesn't that kind of limit you to where you can go and the type of content you can do? Not really.
Because like, I can't think of a place where you'll just F. Unless you're going into like hiking, but I would never do like a nature stream where I'm gonna go hiking. That's just not, like there's no way I'm gonna go take Chad on a hike. Because I'm already dying on the hike myself, and like no way I'm gonna be chatting too.
So has there been any situations where you're like, I really want to stream this thing, but I can't because my phone or like my stream setup, I wish I had better at something so that I could stream something? Have you ever been in that situation?
No.
No? Never?
I feel like, I don't know, just get a decent phone. Like obviously don't get like a Walmart phone that's like $200-$300. But obviously once you have a decent phone, and then the phone qualities, you can only go so far. So there's never like, oh, I want to upgrade. Because like I feel like phone streams, the quality, you can only go so far.
So you've never been like, I want to go go-karting, but I can't because I can't do a go-kart stream. It's too hard. Something like that, right? No, right?
I feel like it's kind of hard for backpacks too, because like what if your wires disconnect?
That's true.
Because it wobbles and stuff. I mean, that's what happens.
Doesn't really solve the issue.
Yeah, that's what happens to a lot of streamers. Like the vibration like took the wires off. So I don't think activities like that are streamable in general most of the time.
So you just wouldn't stream those?
Yeah. So I try to do activities where it's streamable.
Okay. What are some examples of like streamable activities that you do?
Go to like scenery places. Go to places that are like mind-blowing.
Like a festival.
Like a festival. I feel
Which
like
is where we're going.
50% of my IRL streaming is definitely eating.
Okay.
But yeah, my streaming setup is super easy. Samsung phone, prepaid unlimited plan a month. In America, obviously, I use T-Mobile. It's only $50 versus Verizon, where I think it's like $90 a month. Because either way, like, how good can data be in America? Pretty trash.
We're approaching, and we're like 1 minute away. What's 3 things you should do as an IRL streamer, and 3 things you shouldn't do as an IRL streamer?
3 things you shouldn't do. Don't overdo it. Second, don't be someone you're not. It's not gonna last. 3, No. Let me see. Number 3. Number 3, what you should not do. I don't know. Don't have so much pressure on yourself. Like, just start stream whenever you want to. Like, don't feel obligated to go live every day just to go live. Okay, 3 things you should do. Like what me and John are saying. Have fun. That's like the most important, so you don't burn yourself out. 2, especially if you're IRL content creating, just make it memorable. You know, whether it's fun or not, just make it memorable where you can look back at it one day. And then, don't be afraid to go out and network, because I'm sure you're gonna meet a lot of individuals that will blow your mind, and that's the whole point of IRL, is to go out and social and network. So step out of your comfort zone. Who knows who you'll meet one day and how you guys can interact with each other. Wow! Yay.
Nice ending. Good shit. Hey, that's it. That should be good enough for the video.
Yeah.
Chat, we're about to get into this place. We need to find parking, so I think that we'll just use the rest of this time to just, chill and hang out with the chat.
Chat, I just want to tell you, John literally told me he's doing a car interview right when I got in the car.
Yeah.
So everything I said, I like winged it.
That's the best.
So
That's the whole point.
I gotta thank my speech and debate thing I did in high school.
That's how you do it. Yeah. I mean, that's the
I was
realist.
like, oh no,
That's
he's
the
gonna ask
realist
me to interview
answers.
with a car.
That's the realist answer.
Well, there's a lot of cars. Actually, a ton of cars. Ton of cars.
Chad, if you guys have any questions about streaming that you want to ask Winnie before we get in here and we're parking, there's kind of traffic here because everyone's trying to get into the festival, the fairgrounds. So.
Today's the first day.
My wallet.
Today's the first day. Let me see. IRL.
Yeah, Winnie's gonna start up her stream in a bit.
Tet.
Once we park, I think
No
she'll
rush.
start and then we'll swap off. It is warm. Did you guys like that conversation that we had?
I haven't had such a serious combo in so long.
It didn't have to be serious.
Especially, no, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's not all
the
fun and
content
games.
matter is not like Papega.
Like, literally, I haven't had a serious combo since I graduated, actually.
I like this hat. Hat makes my head sick weird.
Actually, I'm just gonna change the title on my phone. I like that sticker. Oh, you guys like my sticker?
What's up, Quants? Good shit on reposting that question that you had earlier, or that joke, because he's like, he came out with a joke, but no one said anything about the joke, so he was like, hey guys, I have a joke. You guys didn't hear it the first time. Here it is again. Guys, here's this joke. Can you guys laugh at the joke, please? Good shit, Quants. Nice. We heard you.
What joke is he talking about?
I don't know. I forgot.
Tet Lunar New Year Festival.
Has he passed the same dude on a recumbent bike?
Baccarat?
I don't know how to play Baccarat. No. I want to learn how to play craps.
Oh.
Yeah, what's the concept of Baccarat?
Timbo's really good.
Oh, really?
Timbo.
Uh,
Timbo, Kev, they're all really good.
Every Vegas game has like its concept, right? So blackjack is like it's a game of chance, right? So
I feel like
you have to get that.
You definitely need to have luck on your side when you go gambling in any game.
Yeah, right. That's true. But
Yeah.
each game has its own, like, there's a basis of it.
Yes.
So, like blackjack is like you're against the dealer, right? You have to.
Is it still going?
You have to strategize. It is, yeah.
Oh, it's still going. Okay.
Just leave it. But roulette is a game of confidence. It's you're betting on how confident.
That's even
you are.
more of a chance. Because you have to see
I mean,
where the
it's
ball
still,
lands.
they're all chance, but one is like basically the reason why is like you're more confident that it's going to be one color over the other color, basically.
Yeah.
That's a game of of
Or
confidence.
even and odd.
Right, and then craps is a game of trust.
I don't really like
How
to play-
much
yeah.
you trust a person to roll the right thing. That is a
But
game
usually
of
it's
trust.
a random person rolling it.
Yeah.
Unless
so it's like
you have,
how much do you trust
Unless
this guy?
you have like a table full
Like
of friends.
if it's you, for example, if it's me and Winnie and Winnie's about to roll, I'm gonna be like, all right, how much do I trust Winnie to fucking pull this shit off? Winnie, you better fucking do this, right? And she's like, all right, everyone on my back, boom. Snake eyes.
I'll tell you this, like I can't gamble sober. Like I have to take a shot at least
yeah?
to start the night.
Why is that?
You're just more confident. You don't second doubt yourself as much. You know,
Your
sometimes you're just like,
encouragement.
actually know this, know that. But like, I feel like once you loosen up, especially with a shot or something, or like a sip of.
Why do you get nervous or something?
No, I second doubt myself all the time.
Second doubt?
Yeah.
Mm.
But when you're just
But
more
when
confident, you're like,
when you're
all
chill,
right.
you let it rock.
Yeah, I'm like, F it. This is it.
Gotcha.
F it. This is it. Wow, there's a lot of people.
I'm fucking hungry.
I'm so hungry too.
I haven't eaten yet.
That's how you lose all your money. Hey, the glass is half full, right? That's how you win more money. I don't know if it's like Chinese New Year or whatever, but like the last few times I've been went gambling with my friends, like we're all up. We're all up as a group. So it's fun. Fun times.
I'm thinking about the rest of the recording for today. So there's like a few shots that I have to get. Not a few. There's a lot of shots, but I have to get like some shots that will, we'll figure it out. Oh, did I bring my time lapse? I didn't. Shit.
What's that?
I have like a little camera specifically for time lapses.
Time lapse?
Yeah,
Time lapse?
but I forgot it.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so hungry.
Like it wouldn't even make.
Streamers in cars getting noodles. How do you guys feel about that whole conversation? I saw a comment. I basically didn't look at the chat the entire time because I was driving, but I did see a comment at the very beginning that said like they like this concept. It's kind of like comedians in cars getting coffee or whatever.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. Pretty
I
good.
saw that.
It's taking a long time to get in there.
Wow, there's a lot of cars behind us too. A lot of cars.
Orion Spectrum, Jonas F. Are you guys de-esting? I don't know what that means.
De-esting. Are you guys dating?
Oh, is that what he meant?
Literally, every time I stream
Dating?
with a guy that's not a girl, oh my god, are you guys dating? Oh my god, are you guys dating? That's why I call Joey and Piku my stepbro. Cause like,
To like diffuse that they're
yeah,
dating.
it's like, not because you're with the opposite gender, like, just because they're dating, I'm like, no, that's my stepbro. No, that was my stepbro.
Step bro. How was emo night? Dude,
my stepbro.
emo night kind of sucked, but it was also hella fun. If that makes sense. It's hard for me to
What's
describe.
that?
Emo night is like think of it's the intersection between a rock show and a club. If that makes sense.
Really?
You go to a club.
Oh, I saw
and
your
it-
event last night.
Yeah, I went to an event called Emo Night, and it's like it's like you're going to a club, and instead of they're playing like EDM and dance music,
They're
they
playing
just
what?
play like emo
We the
rock
Kings?
music, right? And it's so fun because you know how sometimes you go to a club and they'll play like a mix or whatever, and you might not know the song, or maybe there's no lyrics or whatever, but you're just like dancing.
Yeah.
It's like imagine that, but every song is like a karaoke song, and everyone is singing. That's how it is. It's
That's
like,
fun.
oh shit, they're gonna play like
Paramore.
Yeah, Paramore, and then My Chemical Romance is
Everyone
next.
wants to ship
And just
Whitney.
like everyone just knows the words to like every song. It's
just
so
throwbacks.
fun.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I was
It's
like,
super
this
fun.
man's really going to like a event or whatever. We're going to Tet Festival the next day.
Well, I wasn't there like super late. I was there till like 1
So funny.
or something.
All right, let's go. It looks so different.